Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 23, not 22. My notes double dipped. 23 of Pendragon, no longer Age of Uther. This is the first full episode of the Age of Anarchy. I'm Eric. I'm still Eric. They, he pronouns, and yeah, I'm playing the GM and all of the NPCs. You're not here to hear me talk. You're here to hear these fine folks talk. Colin, take it away.
Hi, I'm Colin, Mr. Cool Guy, and I do RPG and RPG adjacent stuff. Tonight, I am continuing to play the dauntless Sir Gareth of Winterborn Gunnet.
Beautiful. Jim.
Excellent. Yeah, I am Jim of WebDM, and today I'm going to be playing Sir Irwin, who is bewildered, I think, probably at this point. Oh, how fortunes have changed for our Logris knights.
Absolutely. And thought of the day, or like the quote or poem that I like to read at the start for this week's is a good old Billy Shakes classic. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. From Julius Caesar, Julie C.
Julie C by Billy Shake. Love it.
All right. So I know we wanted to do a little bit of kind of not sandbox per se, but like player agency. You guys had some plans and what you wanted to do sort of early spring. Specifically, you wanted to do a little like loyalty checkup on all of your vassals. So I figured we could start there. Maybe let's just start with Erwin. You have the most glory, so I kind of defer to starting with you.
Okay.
So you have Nesta, who lives in Allington.
Mhm.
Who, she needs a loyalty check. Quick reminder for everybody about Nesta. Nesta's backstory is Nesta comes from the same land that Vertigern comes from. Quellia, something like that. And so she's kind of been suspicious, a little bit viewed as unlucky. But yeah, other than that, she's been nothing but loyal and fine. And as far as you can tell, it's all uncalled for and all just superstition. The only weird thing again is that her manor, pretty much for the rest of time, is always going to give you that extra income. Like it's always going to survive a misfortune.
Okay.
Which is a weird thing, which you can investigate at your leisure.
Gotcha.
Or if there's a gift horse, don't look it in the mouth.
Yeah.
Also. Okay. So we go to Allington, right?
Yep,
this is
going
still
Allington.
Yeah, this is very early spring. You're probably riding out with not just you because of the road. I don't know. Would you go out? It's not that far away. Would you go out alone? How do you with the state of the world? You were just raided.
Yeah.
This is the time when you're like, I need to go check on my vassals before we get our summons for Easter. See where people stand.
I'd prefer not to go alone.
Yeah, totally.
If I can. Yeah.
Right, but how many people do you leave? Do you bring everyone? Do you leave your manor with defenseless?
I'm not gonna leave it. I'm not gonna leave it undefended.
You have
where's my brother? Where's Kibno? Where's my brother at? Could he come with me?
No, his brother's he's in another manor. Like
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, this is directly just your manor. You're riding your horse from your manor to Allington. So the question was like, would you travel alone? Or would you bring an extra person with you?
Bring at least one more. Bring at least one.
Technically, at this point, you have your squires, by the way. So you would have your squires.
Oh, we still have our squires.
Okay.
I'll bring the squire and then one of the
one of our other minute. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're not jumped. I just want to know how suspicious you are and how you feel about the times.
Yeah.
All right. So you arrive at Allington's estate, Nesta was kind of expecting you. So she'll treat you in. Allington she hasn't quite moved in despite living here for years. It still feels like she doesn't really trust the place, if that makes sense. You're getting that sort of feel here. She doesn't quite feel like home yet. It still kind of feels like you're living out of like in a hotel, if that makes sense. Other than that, she's obviously super hospitable. Eat whatever. But where would you like get straight to the point? Would there be a little bit of banter? how do you think Erwin would? How serious is it for Erwin right now? You know,
He's
is this
pretty
like who do you work for
serious.
right now, or is it kind of like hi Nesta, how's it going? And like
Yeah.
more...
No, he's coming to check on his vassal because for several reasons, not just to check up on her loyalty, but just like, is there anything as as her liege lord that I would need to help with or just sort of assist her with, specifically fortifications because it lies there along that road.
Yeah.
Any strangers about, anybody,
she does that classic, no, not at all, my liege, thing where she's not telling you enough, right?
Right.
And you were like, you've done this before. When people asked you, she has the same feeling that when the Earl and people were asking you about your manners your very first year and how uncomfortable you were, it's giving you serious those vibes. Like, so you don't have to roll to know this. You know that she has a problem.
Yeah. I think Erwin would probably indirectly sort of bring it up, like, everybody's takes a while to get their feet under them. But he wants to try to pry a little bit what specifically is the nature of her, I don't know what you call it, the
problem,
the issues that she's having.
Yeah, because as far as you know, she's doing fine because of her, payments and stuff and everything as being your liege and giving your amounts. So Allington's running smoothly. So what could be her trouble? And she's like, well, it kind of shames me to point it out, but it's our neighbor. She kind of points down to Lord of Bascony, the manor nearby. We haven't really referred to him. His name is Blaine.
Blaine?
Yeah. As well. Given the circumstances from last year, I didn't know that it was going to be this serious, but, well, you see, I'm somewhat in debt to him. To the tune of 10 librum.
Oh.
Or 1 courser. He has responded. He desperately needs a horse.
And has Sir Blaine...
Forgive me, my liege, but it's my own fault, and it's from gambling, and I will pay it, but that has been on my mind.
Are you in a position to pay it?
Not yet.
How long do you anticipate it taking?
Well, I was going to come to you around Easter, and hopefully we could do some raiding. Maybe perhaps I could steal a horse and cover my debts. I was kind of afraid to even bring it up here, but I don't know. I feel like I can trust you.
Thank you for your honesty. It troubles me that you would have there would be someone else who has a position of leverage and power against you. What do I know about Sir Blaine? He's
just a notoriously good gambler.
Okay.
Borderline cheat.
Yeah. But he's not like a cruel or vindictive kind of person.
No, in fact, he's actually he was a steadfastly loyal man to Roderick. The most thing you know for him is that he lost an arm in not Lindsay. Yeah, no, wait, Lindsay. In Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hurt his shield arm got bashed up.
Ah, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Sir Erwin's gonna he'll kind of talk through the problem for a minute. I think there's something to be done. If we can acquire a courser for you, then that would be the most
with everything going on,
I think.
My lord, I can't ask that of you. I will fix this debt. I was just telling you about it was troubling, but no, I couldn't take that. No, let me prove myself.
Very well. I trust that you will see this through. So yeah, he'll make a note of that and just keep tabs on the state of that debt. The rest of it is he'd like a tour of the manor, the grounds, the village, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, and then maybe at whatever required point you go to the chapel and she does the formal swearing to you, but it goes on swimmingly.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Gareth. You have quite a few people to talk to.
Okay.
Who you want to pick?
Yes.
As far as I know, you have Moriad, you have Rhombus, and you have Morris to talk to.
I thought I had one more.
No, you gave it away.
I did. Was that Steeple Langford? Or
Yeah, I think so.
Woodford?
Oh,
Yeah, it was Steeple Langford.
it was the guy with it was just a steward.
Yeah, I think that was Steeple Langford.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. Let's start with Moriad because he's the one who I think is going to be most loyal, but I also need to make sure that he can actually do what he
Yeah.
needs to do.
Right. You rescued Moriad in 494. He was part of the protecting of the refugees up in around Malahout.
Yeah, he's the guy from Maris. He
Yeah.
lost his liege, and then I became his liege. And then I found out he can't swing a sword.
True.
And yeah, and so Gareth's gonna he's gonna take his squire. I don't think he's taking anyone else with him.
Sure.
Because at this point, I don't have household knights anymore. All of my household knights were holding manors, and now I've functionally enfiefed them. So fun. Yeah, I'll hit up Moriad first and Firmbus second.
Okay. Right. So Moriad is yeah, overall he's doing pretty well for himself despite he didn't I don't think he gave you that I don't think he had that great of a year last year, but he pulled through. You know, he's been getting a little more religious lately. More Catholic. I think a lot of people are turning to the faith a little more this year. Have anything? Because what else? What other hope is there right now?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than
That's
that,
true.
yeah, that's about all you know as you come to him. You probably see his son. He's probably like chopping some firewood and stuff. It's still pretty cold, right? Early spring.
Yeah.
You know, and he runs in and is like, Dad, Father, and like, you know, he comes out and sees you.
Moriad,
Hail.
let's talk. And I like get off the horse, and I'm gonna go right to the chapel. I think that's the place to talk to him.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, it's that time. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, here he's over there.
You can't swing a sword, Moriad. I've seen you fight. You're garbage.
I can still raise my shield.
You can. There'd be more shame in your lack of proficiency with a sword if you weren't a keen mind as well.
Oh.
But I need to know that this manor is safe. Do you have your own household knights yet?
Yes, my lord. And I've been talking to a few people this winter, and I think I have that covered. And he's not lying to you.
How old is your son?
And he calls him over. I think his name is Aaron.
Aiden. Chip.
Aiden is still a child, but he's 13. He doesn't have a squire.
When this boy comes of age, send him to me. He'll squire with me.
Yes. Yeah, yes, my lord. Aiden's like, oh, you just like said the best thing you could to someone, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Like, it's called securing loyalty.
Yeah, and exactly. And so now there's like, oh my god, oh yeah, of course. It's like, here, that son, you made it, kid. You know, like his dad's like trying to hold it in to you too, but like they're having a very close, intimate moment right now of like, you did it. Good. Listen, you protect my boy with everything. Find him a good wife, and we want to plant down roots here, and we are here for you.
I'll speak to my wife. She might have some ideas on marriage.
Good. You've given me food when I was hungry. You've clothed me when I was naked. You know, when I was without hope, you gave me yours. You know, I will follow you like I follow my Christ. Thank you.
He's gonna turn.
He's like a little weird.
Yeah, he's gonna turn to Aiden and be like,
"Yeah,
tell me, boy, why have I done this for you and your father?" And this is like, I'm testing him. I want to see where his heart lies. He's 13. You know, doesn't have to be a smart answer, but feeling it out.
I think it was like because of mercy, because you saw us when we needed us, and you took us in. You wouldn't get rid of us now.
I wouldn't. Mercy. Think on that quality. Next time I see you, we shall talk of it again. Moriad. I'm just gonna like do the arm clasp, and I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm outing.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah, you got
Gareth is not fucking around. I
No,
got
you
other
have
things.
you have a million other things to do. Meanwhile, Nesta and Erwin are spending like the whole like solid day of getting the tours and everything like that. You're just like
Yeah.
business meetings. Zoom,
God,
zoom, zoom.
Erwin got the one amazing vassal. It's like it's ideal. I'm hurting cats over here.
It's true. So you want to do Morris now, right?
Yeah, get Morris out of the way. I think he's a no. Yeah. I don't want to say he's a nobody, but he's not done anything to really put himself on my radar so far.
No.
Whereas
He's a brilliant fighter.
Yeah, but he's
absolutely.
but like it's perfect. But he hasn't shown like ambition. He's not particularly clever. I don't think.
No. The things that you know about him is the opposite. He shows great restraint, except for when he's fighting, because he for a while that he's also hasn't been married. He refuses anything. He's basically he took a vow of celibacy.
That's
really
talk
bad.
about that. Yeah.
That should be the big thing about him that you need to be worried about when you come up to him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think Morris, that's first it's just like Morris in the chapel. Like, let's go.
Well, my liege, we should discuss things before.
What should we discuss?
You know, you do not have to question my loyalty to you, but I know what you need, and I know I'm not the man to give it to you.
Marriage.
I will not break my own vows of celibacy.
What am I to do with this manor then? When you die on the field of battle, gloriously, slaying 50 Saxons, I'm sure. What am I to do with these lands?
Have a successor named, but that's what I ask of you.
No. That is what I ask of you. You do not need to marry, but you need to find the heir. It shall not be someone of my humor. It shall be someone to carry on your lineage. It does not have to come from your loins to be your heir.
Anyone? My choosing?
The qualities I see in you are qualities I value. Therefore, make your heir worthy of your qualities.
I won't let you down. Never have. I won't start on this. Come. Yeah, and he's going to go to the chapel. He feels a lot better.
Good. God, that was easier than I thought.
Well, I didn't think you were going to let him choose.
Yeah, because the truth is, Gareth knows he can just take it back if he needs. Like, that's the dirty truth, is if he picks the heir, he'll be happy with the heir. If I'm not happy with the heir, I give it to someone else. Like, not a big deal.
All right. Maybe maybe that's not true in the Anarchy. We'll see.
Yeah, right. They could. It's the lizard brain. Gareth's lizard brain is coming back, little by little.
Absolutely. And now we go to everyone's favorite, Frumbus. Frumbus is sitting pretty stone-faced, kind of like presenting up kind of a wall to you, Gareth. He doesn't really seem very happy to see you.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a very good relationship ever since I went missing and he tried to find me.
Yeah. Also, he's probably the most connected of all of your vassals, and that he's
the one I'm worried about.
Yeah, definitely.
He's the one I'm worried. Yeah. And he holds. Hold on. Morris holds Laverstock.
Yeah.
And Moriad holds Oddstock, and he's Stratford. He's the Woodford.
Yeah, Woodford, I think.
Yeah, he's the furthest away as well. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll be like, Frumbus, you know what? I'm here.
I do. I'm wanting to see what you've brought me. He stares you down.
Shall I unhook my sword belt? It's given to me by my friend Erwin. It's quite valuable. Perhaps some silver I could grab from my horse's back. Would this please you, Ferumbras?
I think it would be a good start.
Be a
Lord
good
Gareth.
start. Perhaps it's not coins and baubles you seek, Ferumbras. Perhaps I shall fall to my knees in front of you. Would that
Perhaps.
please you better?
Well, it would be nice to see you beg, my lord, but I just can't stop thinking about my friends at court, and my friend specifically, Sir Rufon, the current seneschal of Sarum, and perhaps one of the strongest defensive positions right now in all of Salisbury. I wonder if he would treat me with any more loyalty than you have ever done for between us. And make an intrigue roll.
Yeah, this is
Is this a kind of like out of character for him?
I don't think it's I don't know enough about him
Yeah.
to know if it's like doesn't seem too out of character, but it does seem out of the blue. Oh, that's a skill intrigue. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good. He's pulling your leg. He's been waiting for you to get here. He's just literally just putting on, like, he's just busting your balls right now.
Okay.
And
Time to bust his balls a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So actually what he wants. Yeah.
The only person who's seen me get on my knees and grovel is my wife. She was very happy to see it. I shan't with you.
Yeah. Well, believe me, now that I'm happily married, I have the same thing. Come here, man. And like he like hugs you. And really it's because the feud stuff. Like you told Mind Dog to back down, and so he's with her and he feels great about it. And he goes like, Gareth, my lord, my friend, I've been waiting for you to step up and ask me like a man for this loyalty. I waited so long. My friend, I thought I was gonna have to carry it in the grave, like, and have my son have the honor of such a thing. Of course I'll serve you.
Shall serve Salisbury. For though my ambitions, as always, vaunt over themselves, Salisbury is a good county, and I would not see her in the hands of anyone but a native of Salisbury. Keep that in mind in the days to come.
Yes, my liege. And like, yeah, absolutely. He feels, yeah, it's great. And he's like, come, can I get you anything? Wine. I'm hungry. You seem like you've been traveling for days.
I think I would like a nice Saxon boar.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, y'all. Yeah. So you got your loyalties. So
I forgot I gave him the wife.
Yep.
That's clutch. Good job, me, from a couple sessions ago.
Yeah. You inadvertently are just playing this game perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am very handsome. Thank you.
My question for you is that, do you think you deserve any sort of checks in that whole time? Because you've demonstrated, I think, a pretty good sense of reason, maybe even like compassion or like teaching.
Let me take
like
a look at the traits real quick. I think
maybe
in the feudal relationship, it's essentially contractual, but it's contractual
generous
in good faith, right?
Yeah.
It is a contract that you must approach with an equitable mindset for it to work at all. So I think that's what Gareth is doing. He's not trying to dominate anyone, and he's not trying to make anyone do something that they feel is outside of their remit. So I would say maybe a check to just.
I think you should get, and I think you should get a check for generous. If you well, this goes back to the thing about Morris, and that's why I think. But really, no.
Generous is like
anybody, dude. You're good.
Yeah,
I sign off on it.
I was buying his loyalty, right?
Okay.
Like,
all right, never mind then.
Yeah,
just. Okay.
Just.
And Erwin, I'm thinking about Nesta, and I think you should probably get one for just as well.
Trusting.
Trusting. Yeah, trusting for sure. Trusting. Oh yeah, I forgot. I always forget trusting's one of them. But yeah, they can definitely get a check for that. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Like you played it perfectly. All right. So we're going to the Easter feast kind of general time. Before we go into the the feast properly, riders of from Sarm will arrive for specifically Gareth. Gareth, you are going to be summoned to Sarm to pledge your oath of loyalty to Lady Jenna. This will be overseen by Bishop Roger, the Bishop of Salisbury proper. Reminder, Father Tathan here is the priest of Sarm Castle and like the chapel there, but like the bishop is obviously the bishop of the bishopric of everything. As well as to the Seneschal Rafan, who's basically the de facto regent until Lady Jenna is of age to be wed.
Okay. So, and to be clear, this is Lady Jenna, the child,
Countess. The Countess Lady Jenna. Yeah.
Who is on paper betrothed to Statirius.
Correct. Right.
Okay.
Because technically, she, as a child, she is the closest to the legitimacy, following from Uther's stuff. Keep in mind also, Roderick's like current wife is here too, Kinwin, who's like literally just got married last year, who they don't have a kid, and now they're just stuck here. So that's a thing. This is the third daughter of Duke Ulfius. This was a very big deal, and just to give you a minute,
I remember that. Yeah,
this is a duke's daughter. First off, this is like, if anything hits the fan, this is like great ransom. Like literally, right? It's pretty much the best ransom you can have against a duke. So that's pretty great, unless it was like his actual son, as heir. So like, yeah, like you have you actually have a giant bargaining chip right now. And kind of like that's sort of like, what do you know about the Seneschal, like going into it? There were vague rumors that the Seneschal was maybe like a half brother to the Earl, like maybe like as a bastard, but never really was proven and never legitimized kind of thing. But obviously, being a Seneschal is a huge honor. So it's not like he also was cast away. But yeah, just kind of, so like he's sort of like was part of Roderick's family. He's never actually like given any sort of legitimacy as far as inheriting anything.
Okay.
So you're getting something first. This is because you're honorably was on the Earl's Council of sort of like people you would talk to, right? This is why Erwin's not getting invited to this. This is your special little thing, right?
Okay. I will go, and I will swear to Lady Jenna. Can I swear? This is a public thing, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, he wants all of his like elite court to swear first, because like once they're all in line, everyone else will fall in line, kind of thing, right?
Can I word my oath in such a way to make it clear that I am pledging to Lady Jenna unencumbered, like not Statirius necessarily, but not like,
oh yeah, no. That's exactly what the Seneschal and the priests coach you, like to be like they're actually they're making everyone do this. You realize that the Seneschal may not have intentions of giving this up.
That's the issue for later.
I mean, no. Like, as in giving Lady Jenna over to Statirius.
Oh yeah, no, 100 agree. Good. Oh, we're gonna be good friends. I might bone this dude.
Like they I don't know what the right word would be. Not like, it's not all right, the first word that comes to my head is really bad. It's not what I mean. It's not like a dog whistle. It's not that, but it's like they're trying to like get you like, yeah, but like we're like the Salisbury people though, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't know what the word is, like, but they're kind of like, you know,
there's
leading,
a secret handshake going on. They're trying to
I don't know what it is called.
it's just I'm thinking of like in the Edwardian age when you'd just be like, oh, is he a fan of the arts?
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think that's just called political talk. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know that's sort of where it's going. And again, like this could be an intrigue role for some people, but I feel like this is so like innate to you that I don't see why it has to be an intrigue role. That like your own intentions are lining up with this. You're like, oh, this is great. This is the easiest con I've ever pulled off. Good job, Gareth. Or it's direct, and they kind of like are like agreeing with you. This is like, oh, it's so great that you're doing that.
I'm feeling so good about my maneuvering until an army actually shows up. Then I realize I have like 12 people at my disposal.
Yeah. No, this is great maneuvering, and except there was one impediment.
That might be it. Saint Guard.
Yeah, Shibboleth. Yeah, Shibboleth. Thank you. Yeah. Code word. Yeah, totally. The password.
It sounds like something out of Cosmic Horror, but it's
from
useful word.
I mean, it's the same thing. It comes from the Bible.
Yeah. Well, the Bible is a cosmic horror story. So
Shibboleth was the password to get into the city in the Old Testament. I forget what it's called.
Awesome.
Anyways, yeah. So you are thrown off guard because there are other elite members here, guests in Sarm right now, including some Saxons, and there is a short-haired asswine. He is here as a regal envoy, which back when you knew him, he literally was just a nobody.
He was a nobody. He was a spearman that like
he was a spearman.
My thigh or something.
Yes. And this is something that I've been like keeping under me for like 6 years. I rolled his events, and he ended up he ended up marrying into the king. Like swear to God. So he's here.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And sort of like the first thing after you're sworn in here is like you kind of go into the councils that the seneschal and Lady Jenna don't know what to do about this prince. And they didn't know that you knew him or anything like that, but you know for a fact that's Aswine. And I don't think Aswine's noticed you yet. So like,
I named one of my kids after him because I thought he was a fairy. Thought he was an elf. Fuck.
No, I did good for himself though.
Yeah, look good for him. Out of character. Love it. Gareth grappling with some complicated feelings at the moment. I kept him in my turnip cellar for like a month.
Yep. And he is here representing the Queen of Essex, Aethelswith.
All right.
He's not a king. Yeah. He's not a king. He's just an envoy. He's part of the royal family-ish. I don't know, but like
Gareth,
not inheriting anything.
I am so thrown right now, Eric, that I need to choose a trait to roll against. I have no idea. Fuck. Yeah.
And I think
energetic 19. Yeah. Gareth goes right up to him. It's like,
oh yeah. like
hey, Swin.
Gareth?
I think formally. Yes. The axe didn't kill me, by the way.
His face goes pale. He thought you died on those shores. There's no way.
I'm a Christian. Dying and being born again is sort of in our wheelhouse.
And he kind of like gives you that sort of like circle around. There's like no way that's.
I thought you were an elf.
Well, apparently you. I don't even know what to call you.
Call me Sir Gareth and shake my hand. Embrace me, Aeswin.
That's Prince Aeswin, and yes, I will embrace you. And
I-
and everyone else is like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Now Gareth is on good footing. He's gonna be like, Prince. I'll be honest, I didn't know that Saxons had princes.
Like out of character, it's like it's an extensive PR campaign to make it normalized, so you give us more money. But like,
Yeah.
But like, it's yes, it's what people insist to be called as, since we thought we would adopt the nomenclature. He doesn't say nomenclature; he says a different word, but that's not that well read.
Well, if I'm going to have a Saxon here in Sarum, not in chains, I'm damn glad it's you.
Well, forgive me if I don't make my intentions clear. I'm not here to stay at all. I'm here to request a gift.
You want us to bend the knee, don't you?
Something like that.
Well,
or you could be put in our turnip cellar.
I think we'd make a right mess of your cellars, but I appreciate the sentiment. Regardless of what you come to decide here, Aeswin, before God himself, I would see you seated as a guest for Easter feast at my house. Oh wait, no, Easter is being held at Sarum, isn't it? Okay, so we'll
But
unrelated
you ask him to
feast.
visit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. My duties would require me to return home, and with the tribute at hand, I'm not sure how I could get away with it. I couldn't divert the entire convoy, cattle and
On the
money.
contrary, my manor sits on a crossing of the Bourne River, and perhaps I should mention, I have walls, nice to protect tribute.
Well, not in the habit of making promises I can't keep, but I will do everything I can to make sure. Yeah. Aren't you concerned what your friends will think? Like, there are a lot of eyes on us talking.
I shall introduce you to Erwin Shoulderton, my greatest friend in all the world, and you shall see that the friends I choose do not think poorly of me, and if they do, they are no friend.
Isn't he in? Oh. He's like trying to recall, and I think it would be more interesting if he does recall. He's like, didn't he also die on the shores? Is he also reborn?
Not that I recall. Last I talked to him, he was full red-blooded. It's all right. We've almost died several times since.
Yeah. Someone should give you a nickname.
Someone should. And like Garrett's gonna look around at the rest of court, be like, come on.
And yeah, so cool. Anyways, so now you realize sort of why you're also here is that not only were you to swear fealty, but also an envoy of the first Saxons are here, being like, pay me in the form of 100 cattle and $100, 100 libum.
Fuck. That's not a lot.
Nope.
All right. All right.
And basically, Lady Jenna and Seneschal Rufan and everybody wants to be like, do we pay it, or do we say fuck them?
Gareth's
opinion. Sorry, Jim, for not being a part of this, but
okay. Gareth's opinion is going to be very clear. Absolutely pay. Do not swear fealty. Like, make it clear this is like no different than a ransom. We're essentially ransoming Salisbury. And the idea is that we are not now beholden to Essex, and that we should somehow publicly make that known, because I don't think they give a shit about Salisbury. I think they just want the money and stuff.
Yeah. You're not savvy enough about the Saxon politics to know, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is just my suspicions. Colin is about as savvy to the Saxon politics as Garrick.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, this would still be an expression of loyalty, but it's also not like a ride or die thing. right?
Right. Yeah.
Someone could perceive this as you being loyal to them, but
my fear is this is a casus belli for Statirius to be like, I need to step in over here. They're giving money to the Saxons. But on the other hand, the Saxons are
no, the
fucking
Saxons are doing the same thing.
Yeah,
you're
okay.
not that basically they're in the same position and they're going over to
Okay.
them after this is done, basically, and getting all their money.
Love it.
Right.
Anyone taking money from a Silchester knight endears themselves to Gareth.
I will also pay the 100 cattle and the 100 silver. It means the fucking Silchesters also suffer.
Yeah. I'll punch myself twice to punch a Silchester once.
Love it. So yeah, that's how that's gonna go. Cool. So I think then that's what I don't think you have to argue with the court per se. Yeah, no, give me a courtesy roll. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
I don't think this is gonna change the outcome, but I want to know how y'all arrive at the conclusion. I should have said you also. I would have accepted an intrigue roll, I guess, as well. I should have asked you how you would talk to them and would you strong arm them. But
I succeeded at courtesy. This is a first for me.
I think it's because they know you're friendly with Aswine, and you know that like you probably promised them they're definitely not going to raid you, like if you do this.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I'll.
I think that's what it is.
When Aswin's not in the room, I'll explain our history. I'll be like,
yeah. They've heard you tell this story before at feasts.
Yeah, because he was.
Him?
I was like,
a prince.
That's the elf. That's the elf Saxon.
You had a prince in your turnip cellar?
At the time, he was an up-jump spearman who gashed my thigh.
Right, and then that's like seen, but that's super good. Yeah. Actually, it's not seen because there's something else here that goes on. And this is something that was sort of the B plot to this whole actual A plot of the Saxons going on. And this will require an intrigue roll for you to kind of get involved with it. But this is the shibboleth stuff going on. Okay.
Success.
Yeah. So as of right now, you definitely know there's inklings. There is some sort of plot formulating between the Marshal and the Seneschal about what to do about Silchester and Salisbury and what's going to happen.
Okay. The Marshal is Elad, Sir Elad.
Yeah,
and Vagon. Okay.
Yes, and he runs Vagon Castle. He also is one of the most popular guys. He's also super old. Like, they keep hiring really old marshals. And so they just go through him a lot, you know? Like Wolfius was the first one, and then Elad replaced him, and now they're old, right? Because you don't become marshal till you're like 50. Like by that point, you're what do you?
Yeah, like that's how you transition a knight into another useful position. If they can't swing the sword anymore, it's like at this point they know how armies work.
It's really the only retirement option you have is being on a council.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's kind of it. So so you'll have to learn more over the feasts and stuff proper, but that's sort of what's going on.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, Jim. Yeah. So he got the special thing because he is part of that council long ago. But now we're going to the proper feast where more knights this is where sort of Erwin will hear from the riders from Sarum, that you're summoned to Sarum to pledge your oath. All the other knights are coming in to pledge their oaths as well, which is pretty normal for Lady Jenna. But I think this is sort of the part where you realize that while everyone's swearing these oaths, they're not necessarily full-blown oaths of loyalty to Silchester. And you're getting kind of mixed messages and signals about what it is you're actually signing up for.
In terms of
I don't want to
swearing loyalty.
Yeah, like this should be swearing, like the proper channels and proper decrees should be going directly saying that, to the, you're honoring them, you're honoring the marriage, the Uther's legacy, and probably to the next king, and all that kind of stuff. So by rights, it's them. Yeah, and instead it's kind of like strictly to Lady Jenna and not towards Asterius, her betrothed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with both the Earl and the King dead, it's got to throw all of that who owes who fealty
Yeah.
into complete chaos.
Right. And something to consider right now would be, and this is something that I kind of was thinking about this week. The people, so you all with actual manors, you're kind of incentivized to follow the rule of law, thinking that whoever you back will let you keep your manor.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
people without power or without land will probably want to gobble more land. And then people with land will also want to gobble more land, but also there's like this sort of like risk reward situation.
So can I make my legal argument here for why we really want to back Jenna?
Yeah, for sure. You can have some time alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Gareth's gonna explain this with the giant preface that this all came from Elaine. Gareth's like, this was brilliant of her.
Oh, sure.
So the legal claim Statirius has is entirely through the marriage. But a marriage is not just signing the paper, especially when you start getting church law involved.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that he could have or in the future could consummate this marriage, which is sort of the stamp that seals it. So at best, he has half a marriage for like 8 years. She's 9 or 10, right? So like that's and so on a legal level, that's too long to rely on the steward, right? We have we can just annul that and say, look, you can't do what you want to do in any legal capacity for another decade. So, sorry.
People break betrothals all the time.
Yeah. This is nothing more than agreement. Hollow. Yeah. It's a hollow claim, even more so than it was before. I mean, to be honest, Gareth wasn't a huge fan of it before.
Well, yeah. Well, when this thing was crafted, it was designed to bring Salisbury and Silchester together, right?
No. And instead, it is now an excuse for Silchester to absorb Salisbury.
Yeah. Silchester definitely does look to benefit. Something else to consider here is that as the widow, Kinwin of the Earl, technically a third of the Earl's manors go to the widow. That means a third of the Earl's manors would be going over to Silchester regardless.
Yeah.
They already have manors here, don't they? I thought Ulfius has had some manors here already. Or Statirius, one of them.
I don't think so.
I don't remember that. I think
every manor on the game screen, like all of this stuff, this was all the red ones were possibly player owned or not or vassalized manors, and then the rest of them are all pretty much owned by the Earl, right? Like 80% of them are still owned, or sorry, like I think it's like 70% of all of them are still owned by the Earl. There's something like 100 something manors, and like it's either like 70 or 80% owned by the Earl. Yeah, like you vassal off some of them, but you can't vassal off everything. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Why am I following you?"
Yeah. He's got to keep good share for himself.
That's all right. Balance.
So we're all being brought here at Easter to swear this sketchy kind of oath that's not quite. It's sort of like trying to get around some of the more legalistic, constraints here.
Yeah.
What's the mood during this ceremony? Like, is it as a group, one by one, or
it's mixed? Most people here think that's I don't know. You're mixed. Some people are saying like this. It's the question is on everyone's mind is the marriage, and is this marriage going to go through? And a lot of people will be like, no, that's why we signed that oath, forehead. Like this is why we're doing this. Why? Of course not. Like you've heard the marshal. The marshal's staunchly against like anything in Silchester. Man, like my grandfather died to the Silchesters in the Night of Long Knives. I don't screw these people. Like that kind of stuff, right? They're not. Your dad died, I think, at garrison duty to Saxons in Salisbury or Silchester. Like even technically they died to Saxons, but there's not a lot of there's a reason why people new characters in this game can get suspicion of Silchester.
Yeah, there's
especially the older you get back, right? It's
Yeah.
that's where those wounds are. And
So is there anyone who is,
it's mixed.
Seems reluctant or?
Yeah, I would say that Sir Frayed would certainly be reluctant. I think, like I said, I think most people who would be reluctant would be to like break off this would be people with manors right now, because they think that their manor is going to be protected. People don't want to lose the land that they have, right? It would be great to get, like it would be great to get more land, right?
Yeah,
everyone.
Of course, sure,
but not at the cost of losing your only land.
Right. Yeah.
Most
so
people,
most everybody's gonna go.
They're just gonna fence it, and frankly, right now the hardest question here, the biggest question they have, is that Silchester has the bigger army, for sure, right? But Silchester also has the most enemies, for sure, right? Silchester and Duke of the Vale, like they're without a doubt like one of the strongest forces right now. However, they're beset by Saxons on pretty much every side, and when they're not beset by Saxons, they're beset by Syagrius. They're beset by something else I haven't described. They're beset by possibly beset by you. Like they have so much going on right now that they can't actually do everything.
Yeah. It doesn't look like they even really have any like natural borders or anything like that to keep people out either. No, if they are really surrounded.
No. Really. And then you're not really hearing much about what's going on over in Cornwall either. Obviously, because you're pretty much, this is just a gathering of Salisbury Knights, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's left. It's also pretty somber because this is, Easter's supposed to be a time of joy and rebirth, but everyone pretty much had to bury somebody they know, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was devastating.
Everyone's lost somebody, known someone who's lost someone now.
Yeah. I mean, if most of the court and most of the knights are going and swearing the oath, then Erwin will as well.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, yeah. No. You would have to swear the oath if you gone. The question is, do you just go to the feast or not?
Gotcha.
Or you pull the
I think I'd like to go to. I think Erwin's going to go to the feast just because it's not that far away. He'll be there and back.
You also get to see Gorthwin.
Yes, that's partially why he's going to be there, just to check up on Gorthwin.
Oh yeah. Cool. So then I think by the time Easter shows up, the Saxon delegation, Naswain and stuff have gone. So there's also like there's way fewer cattle around for starters. But other than that, let's see. So I think you're also picking up as we go into the actual feast proper that there's this ambivalence, there's this sort of like duality towards how people are feeling. A lot of people don't know how that's going to shake out. There's just a lot of questions, and they're kind of wondering to see what the Marshal is going to do. Right now, Marshal Elad is sort of like the moral compass of Salisbury, for lack of a better term. Despite the Seneschal having sort of control of Sarum, right, of control of the rock, he doesn't have the moral authority in the same way that, say, like the bishop does, and that the Marshal would. Because like you all, every knight that you have more or less trained under the Marshal at some point in your life, right?
Sure.
Whether it's through an army, whether it's through like a regiment, like whatever, whether it's just being a page and stuff in Sarum, like you all have experience under him. You're like, yeah, of course I'm gonna listen to that guy, right?
Yeah.
So there is some sort of like, well, let's see what he does. And he seems, and while he hasn't come out and said it formally yet, he's definitely not a fan of giving over the reins of Salisbury to fucking Silchester.
Yeah, no, that's.
No, he's. So, anyways, let's drink and feast and pull cards.
Let's do it. Yeah.
With that out of the way, let's go feast.
Oh man! All right.
I think I have an idea. I think I know how to cut this Gordian knot.
Yeah. Good, because I don't. I never plan that shit out. I just present situations, and hopefully you all have big brains and figure something out and go with it.
This is either the biggest brain moment I've ever had, or
Merlin
like peanut-sized brain. I'm either confirming myself as a brooding genius or an absolute himbo right now. So
there's a fine line between idiocy and genius. or lunacy and genius, whatever it is. Yeah. All right. You want to tell me what it is, or do
yeah. Sorry. So I've been bandying this idea, right, that we need a figurehead to hold the earldom so that Statirius cannot claim it.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is anyone we could invest in the earldom is liable to just become the earl, right? And then, fuck.
Yeah.
Kind of what the Seneschal is hoping for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, because you keep bringing up, you keep saying Seneschal, and I'm like, this guy's gonna be a
Obviously,
problem.
Yeah.
Obviously, problem, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's the thought.
I'm not. Yeah, of course.
Here's the thought: we get Earl Roderick's widow to marry someone, specifically someone who is willing to say, "I will be the steward earl." That my earldom immediately goes to Lady Jenna when she comes of age. So that the day that she turns 18, boom, she is now the Countess of Salisbury.
Yep.
But the problem is, do we know anyone that fucking nice to do? Yeah, we do. His name is Sir Frayed, and we hate him. I think you have to make Sir, and you know what? He's not married right now.
He's not married.
And
what recommends Sir? I mean, what is it about Sir Frayed that recommends him to you?
He's always been extraordinarily on the up and up. He's had right. When he cheated on his wife, he immediately told her and ruined his marriage, and acquiesced to every part of the divorce. Because he's just a nice guy. He's not ambitious enough to want the earldom. He's not stupid enough to try and take it. But he is a good enough knight to hold it as a figurehead.
He doesn't have a big following that he can bring with him to sort of muscle everybody out. Yeah.
No.
Right. And even the best part is
he's the Anarchy period's Joe Biden.
He lost. He's not looking to marry for love, because as far as he's concerned, he lost the love of his life for very good reasons, and this is the rest of his life is penance.
Jim doesn't hate it. I don't know that Erwin would go for it.
Colin.
Let's do the
is
feast,
proud of this
and
plan.
this is a cool plan. I'm into it. We'll definitely have to see how it goes.
Yeah. Colin likes this plan enough to forego at least one of the card draws.
Cool. Let's say this is let's say it's a threefer.
All right.
Reaper.
We got the fruit pastries.
Oh, Erwin.
And we got Bremen eel pastries. And we got mushroom tarts. Man.
Aren't tarts supposed to be sweet? How do you do? I'm intrigued. How do you do mushroom tarts?
Not sure.
This is the first time I fucked up my appearance.
Yo, y'all are below the salt.
Yeah.
That, you know what? This works. I need ground root support.
Yeah, for real though.
Let's do it.
Yeah, go see below the salt. Listen, Erwin's used to this.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Garrett's gonna complain the whole time.
He got snubbed. He's like, people know my name all across Logris. You're not gonna call me into the inner council. It's fine. I'll sit below the salt.
We're gonna rectify that, Jim.
Sure.
We got caught up with the whole, because I got sandbagged by Acewin fucking being there, but I was going to talk you up and be like, oh, this Erwin guy should be on the council.
Should be. I am not going to draw cards. I am going to gossip.
Cool. Anything in particular, or just funny?
Erwin is he wants information is mostly it. He's curious about both Cornwall, what's going on in Silchester. See how the
rest of your family's doing. Just hang out with your extended family.
The rest of his family. Yeah, he's checking in on them. So, I'm probably not going to draw any cards this feast because he wants to schmooze and get some information.
Sure. So let's pick one of those to do, and this would probably
Yeah.
just be then like, let's do a courtesy test to judge the value of the information that you get, the quality, I should say.
Ooh, courtesy. All right. Okay. Oh, that's a big fumble.
Hell yeah, Cornwall's overrun with giants. Yeah. No
So
one,
it's just
no
a
one's
bunch
heard
of
anything.
no one
Yeah.
knows what's going on anyway
No,
for
yeah, no.
Erwin to figure it out. Yeah.
No, they've locked themselves down. No one's allowed in. They've just gone like Plague Inc.'s Madagascar. No one knows. No information comes in and out of Cornwall anymore. You do know though that Cornwall is absolutely like scheming, and they're fighting their own battles right now.
Sure.
Whatever
Who
whatever
was
they're
the,
doing is.
Who became Duke after Madoc killed the
Yeah, that's a great that is the question of the
that is the
fucking
question.
feast. That is literally the question, is who runs that? Because remember, it was actually given to a dude who died at the feast.
Right.
You all deposed the Duke before. There was a Castellan put in place by Uther, who then also died at the feast. And so now who runs Cornwall is the question.
It's got to be one of the stewards, right? It's
like,
got to be like the original wife or one of the daughters, maybe. I don't know.
That's no. The wife and daughter of Uther are gone. They would
have been at the feast.
No, they were not. That was a feast for the battle. They weren't there at the battle.
Yeah, fair.
So Igraine and her daughters
disappeared.
Yeah. Yep. No, they did not disappear. They were escorted basically, heavily by Cornish knights north to what's, you know what? I don't remember the name of it. I'll give it back to you some other time.
That seems in character.
Away.
Yeah, that seems like they're escorted north. Where? Oh, they have names for places up there. Just up north. I don't know.
I think Lothar, like where the marriage was set up. I think that's
England
where
is
there.
A fucking mess right now.
The alternative is that like basically they were escorted personally by Sir Brastius right now. Like that's what happened last year. Like basically all of Sir Brastius' little knights were like, the first lady, get the hell out of here, kind of thing, right? Like
that makes sense.
Get her out.
Get on your first one. All right.
Yeah.
All
right. So I'm glad you fumbled your courtesy check. So your answer is I don't know, but you found the question.
Yeah. Cool.
Sorry, I really can't give you anything other than that.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Gareth is going to spend some time essentially floating the argument of his plan around. He's not like saying this is something we should do. This is him talking sort of in airy terms about how if someone like talking about, you could marry as a steward and the claim would revert to the firstborn of whomever's house, and essentially trying to take a pulse to see how many people would be even receptive to the idea of a figurehead steward earl, right? Figurehead earl, temporary earl.
I feel like this has to be an intrigue test, right? Because you're trying to gauge a pulse.
Yeah,
you're not trying to convince people to your cause or anything like that. It's not like an orate or a courtesy, but I think this is an intrigue.
I want to call on a passion, but none of these.
Really weird to call on your passion of loyalty.
Yeah, right. Fuck. Okay.
You're not getting a lot of traction.
It's a bit of a legal argument to make during a feast.
Yeah. You're not getting a lot of traction because also there seems to be another opposing group that's sort of like going against your idea. Not like in favor of going alongside Salisbury. And like I know we've been spending a lot of time because both of you all are like Silchester, and like both of you are anti-Silchester. Like about half the feast is probably like I want to keep my shit. It's fine with me. It's whatever, same as the old boss kind of,
Yeah. Yeah.
most people are apathetic, and they also don't want to go die to Silchester.
Yep.
Right now.
Right.
So like, but of the people who are kind of radical about being like, no, we're not doing this, there seems to be another faction coalescing, and they're kind of rallying around someone else. But you're not quite, you're not like, who?
I know who
You
it
didn't hear?
is.
Yeah.
Process of deduction. I know who it is.
Okay.
I think I know who it is.
You want to say who you think it is?
No, 'cause if I say it, I could be wrong.
Okay, then don't say it.
I think it's Huel. It was
Right.
Huel and Jaren were the two that were typified as kind of ambitious.
But they're not. I mean, sorry, but that's not it. I'll give you the answer because it's a failure.
It's Amig?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So it's none of the
Beryl.
dudes who are.
It's the son of the Marshal, aka the Squire.
Wait, Frayed or Beryl?
Beryl. Which one? Wait, which one's the Squire's son? Frayed? Is it Frayed?
Frayed was the Squire. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
that's,
Frayed. That's why it's confusing.
Okay.
God, I'm so sorry. I messed up the reveal.
There's only like
Right, you
90
sand me
something.
back. You sandbagged me
I have
once.
Beryl
it's his
and
turn
son
to
of
get
the Marshal.
sandbagged.
Yeah. Sorry. No. Frayed. Yes. Sorry. Frayed, Erwin's old squire, who was supposed to be taught lessons of humility by Erwin and
yes.
modesty, is being thought of as the alternative to Statirius.
So maybe
In
he
exchange, the Marshal seems favorable, lets the Seneschal get the thing, like,
Yeah.
and then you have a Seneschal Marshal power duo.
Yeah.
It's very, so like right now, I don't think they even like, because you failed the intrigue test. So I think it's interesting that it's not like coalesced yet, but I think you're smart enough to see that that's kind of where things are going. And like, you can still change the ship. You can like, that's what I'm telling you right now. You can change the ship right now and do it and do Frayed. But now it's literally Frayed versus Frayed. Holy shit.
It's which Frayed.
It's literally Frayed battle.
Fucking course it would be.
This game,
Frayed
why?
Frayed.
These are random names. Why do we settle on the same two names? Are the possible like okay, Silchester.
It's poetry, that's why. Every
Greg
time you
Stafford,
go,
man.
every time you go to
random
the
name generators,
polls, this is how it feels sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they are. All right. Let's see.
Wild.
Yep. Year 246. Just call this session the Democratic National Convention. Done.
Right?
Too spicy?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the war of the Frayeds is definitely
War of the
coming up,
Frayeds.
y'all.
Oh my god.
So, that's what you get for one round of the feast.
All right.
Awesome.
No glory.
That's fine.
You know
Nice.
how I know that this is the Anarchy? Because I might take a second round of not drawing those delicious cards because things are so fucked.
That is truly the darkest of timelines.
It's true.
Not drawing
Spending
cards.
2/3 of my feast not drawing random cards.
Like, how do you, GMs of Pendragon, how do you inflict suffering? Give enough options to not let your players draw cards during a feast. They want to treat true turmoil.
Anyone who's watching this game, anyone who wants to know how to torture me personally, anytime I'm not drawing cards at the feast, any other game, it's just torture.
Beautiful.
All right, Jim, you're up.
Yeah, round two. All right, so this time Erwin is inquiring about his family members, seeing how they are.
I feel like it's courtesy. Give yourself a +5 because it's your family.
Sure. There we go. Seems like a
not really like gossiping about Cornwall.
he's mostly just are they happy where they're at? Are they satisfied where they're at?
Mind dog, yeah.
Yeah, let them know that there's a place for them at Shoulderton if they Like,
Yeah, cool. So I think the big thing your family's coming down on that you probably didn't expect talking to them is that they feel okay. They probably mentioned they're a little worried that the marshal is going to, like, how far the marshal will go against Silchester. They're kind of in favor of the Silchester Statirius kind of thing. They would be among the camp of not wanting to lose their house and remaining,
Mhm.
and also they're steadfast and loyal. Like, not enough to be steadfast. Rules are
yeah,
rules, and
yeah. Rules
it's
are
what
rules.
Uther.
Sure.
It's what the Earl would have wanted. The
Yeah.
Earl made the marriage, and that's seems like the right path. So like I don't know how to, like, it seems like there's a lot of like hot talk going on. There's a lot
Yeah.
of sword rattling.
I was gonna say, it
I
sounds
don't know.
like Salisbury's about to tear itself in half if it
Yeah,
comes
and
down to it.
oh,
Yeah.
and what are we doing when the Saxons come? Like, I don't want. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Men of Logris should stand with each other. That's what it seems like they're.
Yeah.
Regardless of who they are. Okay.
Or we're all gonna fall. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. All right. So they're staying at their I forget how many of them have manors versus our household knights.
They're technically all in bachelor knights. They're not part of their. They don't have their own houses. They're still all loyal or direct homage to
Mhm.
Lady Jenna, I guess now.
Mhm.
So no,
Okay.
they're just gifted. Part of what happens when you renew your loyalty to Lady Jenna is that the Seneschal and Lady Jenna are saying, yes, you get to keep your manor, right? Because every
Nice, yeah.
time that's what happens when you're not actually like given it in perpetuity, like you all's families have your manors.
Yeah.
Every time there's a new rule, you're like, please, dude, please
Right.
let me keep my manor.
keep
I
it, please.
promise. Like, don't kick me
Gift.
out.
Gift versus grant. It's
Yep.
the original. It's the original version of rent versus own.
For real.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's also like kind of extremely abusive and used as a cudgel to get people to do what you want.
Of course.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is I think the strength of this game system. It distills the essential question of so much of Arthurian literature, which is consider the material reality of a knight and whether or not you can still be a good person in that system.
Yeah.
And it doesn't approach the question with any specific optimism or pessimism, right? It's not making a prejudgment for you. The system just tries to replicate as faithfully and as simply as possible the material reality of being a feudal knight. And what you end up with is what you end up with. And that's some kind of argument, but it's not an argument the game makes for you. You have to figure that shit out on your own.
Yeah. Figuring out how I've said this at the very start, a knight's required to have two hearts, a knight of steel and a knight of wax. And it's kind of impossible to have two hearts. And so it's kind of watching you, what's your approach to the Kobayashi Maru?
Yeah.
That's really what it is. And with way more cool passions and swords and
you get to
armor
cry a lot more than the Kobayashi Maru.
That's
Certainly.
true. That's
true. Good cathartic crying.
All right.
Okay.
Well, good job, Jim.
All right.
Go ahead and also check courtesy. You've been dealing a lot between this and spring, like talking to people as well. You're chugging along and
It's a lot of schmoozing.
Yeah, don't have to worry about critting it here yet.
Sweet. All right.
Success
Good news.
earns it.
Good news for Gareth is I know exactly where all of my family is and where they stand. The only family I have left is my cousin, Ewain, who is one of my household knights, and my uncle on my mother's side, Gwellis de Woodford, who is a household knight of one of my vassals. So
yeah, you're all
I know
in the
their
family.
opinions.
Yeah, you're all in the family.
It's all the family.
They're all kind of going with you.
Actually, the only thing I don't know is where Wolfius, my bastard child, is. I have no idea what they're up to. But I'm gonna draw some cards.
Oh, there it is.
Because this is the first time I get to draw 3 cards.
I know. Can't believe you're gonna pass up on it.
There's one more round to the feast.
For
Okay, let's
sure.
see. We've got awkward conversation. That's pretty much been the whole feast. Any skill at 5 or less. Okay. A lady's gift. Love, wife, or a more lady. Oh, this is one that
Just got love
this is
of
one
life.
that yeah, this is one that Erwin got before and just blew us all away with amazing love story and more drink. I don't have indulgent 16 plus, so I can ignore this one. Awkward conversation or lady's gift.
Both seem pretty appropriate for the feast.
Yeah. All right. This is a mechanical consideration. I'm sorry, chat. I'm power gaming this one. My love of Elaine is 5. I do technically love my wife, but I'm also terrified
She
of
loves
her.
to hear it. I technically love you.
Yeah, that's her favorite thing to hear. The way that my voice trembles when I say it just really gets her off. I'm gonna go with
Conversation. Both of them are low. They're like asking you to roll these really low things.
the power gamer in me is like awkward conversation gives you a geniality regardless. But Lady's Gift has a much better success like thing.
Yeah. Failure.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go with awkward conversation.
Okay.
Because it's a chance for me to like choose something. I don't
Boating.
right?
No.
Oh no, it has to be 5. I have boating 10. Yeah,
Oh,
that knows how to
okay.
boat.
Oh yeah, you
I've
have a
lived on
ferry.
I've lived on the I've lived on the river all my life. I know how to boat.
All right, I forgot. You're the river hobbits. I forgot.
I'm the river hobbit. That's you're right, river hobbit. So the power gamer and me dancing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna dance.
You're
gonna
having a
dance.
conversation about dancing.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I made the mistake of talking, I believe, like, oh yeah, I was recovering in Cornwall after the large battle, and they're like, oh, I heard the Cornwall people have their own dance. Do you know anything about it? And I'm like, yes, I know a lot about it. It's the clop trop.
And
That's what it's called.
Yeah. Go ahead and test dance.
Not
yeah,
even.
not even close. Like,
not even.
What are you even saying?
Yeah. So it doesn't. I'm just gonna have one geniality at 10. Whatever. All right. Fuck. Disappointing.
All right. Okay. Jim? Where's our window?
Round 3. Let's see. I think I'm going to continue to gossip.
Sure. What's your intentions for this one?
Yeah. So this time, he's taking the temperature of the, what's going on in the wider world, see how his family's doing. Now he's looking for, whether it's potential, source on soldiers or any other men at arms to recruit.
Yeah,
That's what he's
totally.
looking for.
Yeah, you're looking for not mercenaries, but like not like mercenary knights, but actual, or I guess yes, technically mercenary knights could work because you could just they're no longer mercenary knights. They swear fealty.
Yeah.
But,
he's specifically looking for people who will like foot soldiers, archers, not necessarily full knights. Although if there are some, who are looking to change their station, as it were, he'd want to know.
Hobilars is what the book calls.
Yeah.
Hobilars. What a wonderful word. Hobilar.
So good. So this is a good part that I want to. So go ahead and you're definitely get a chance to roll here. The thing that I was thinking about here is all of these soldiers that would kind of be available that are willing to kind of move around. They they kind of want to leave and serve Brastius if possible. Like Brastius is sort of attracting the best.
A lot of them.
He's basically forming his own mercenary company, and kind of and Brastius is currently going around or has intentions of basically king shopping. Like everyone loyal to Brastius is gonna follow him, and whoever he decides to go around and hang out with, that would be it. In the meantime, he's gonna collect as much money as he can and basically protect.
Sure.
Right. And so he's like, well, I mean, he's gonna give me way better. I don't want to die to the Silchester Knights. You guys pop off. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there so there's a bunch of glory hog knights who aren't necessarily
so exactly, that's what I'm saying, is that like you're gonna have a hard time convincing people on the glory side of it. They're like, I'm gonna go kill Saxons and go ride with Brastius. I don't want to go live in your house. Like that's not the way you're gonna that's not gonna give me a lot of glory. So like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let you roll regardless, but like I want to know kind of like what would be sort of like the selling approach. Are you selling on your own reputation?
He's selling it a bit on that. Mostly let's see.
Yeah.
I think he's selling them security and I'm trying to not safety, but like I think that's why he's not necessarily looking for a knight, because like a knight, those are not words that a knight necessarily is.
Are you hiring a bunch of kids?
Moved by. What's that?
Are you hiring a bunch of kids, like a bunch of squires?
No, he's looking for
graduated squires.
Not necessarily graduated squire. Oh, some esquires.
Just get a bunch of interns. Is like that what you're going for? Like what?
He wants someone who doesn't have a stake in the game yet. Like they don't, you know what I mean? Like they don't have a manor. They might not even have status. They might,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, of course. And what are you going to do to go after them? Because those sort of like transient, willing to fight, are going to go probably to Brastius if possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, what would Erwin kind of do to convince them? Would you call on like? I'm not saying you have to call on this as a passion, but like your loyalty, or you can call on like your own name, or like you can call on fight for.
I think I think certainly loyalty to the earldom. Like it's one thing to go riding off, all across Logris to fight Saxons and the like, but like if your home is destroyed, if your home is ravaged and there's nothing left, then what does that matter what you did while you were out there? Like someone has to stay home, someone has to be there to man the walls, to keep the people working, to keep them safe. And like there's glory and nobility in that too. So he's looking for the people who were moved by that argument.
So here's the problem, that when you postulate that, because that's a great argument, but you also said you're targeting people who are willing to move, who probably don't have that strong of a feeling.
Yeah.
So what are you like? Are you
there's a very narrow band there?
Yeah, like what is that kind of what you're doing there? Are you kind of like hinting at like, make this your home? You will fight
quid
harder.
pro quo.
That's what I mean.
That's
like,
what Eric's asking.
Good shit. Yeah, like they're like, okay, cool story, bro. I don't care about homes. My home burned down already. Oh yeah, there's nothing to protect, my dude. So I'm gonna go kill. I'm gonna bash some Saxons.
He's gonna
skulls.
go do that. Yeah,
like, I don't know.
That's why he was. I think that's why he was looking for people that were non-nobles. Yeah. Like there's also that sort of like class of men of violence who aren't. They're not. Yeah, they're
not quite as
work.
squire. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so I don't know that if Erwin has the funds to take on a full household knight like that, because you'd have to equip them, put them up, that kind of thing. But if there's no one there, I'm trying to give them that. I'm just sort of thinking through all the implications of it. Because if we have a bunch of knights leaving the county, then that really kind of puts us on a.
No, it's not a bunch of people are leaving, but yeah.
Jim, is this something you would trust to like tell Gareth?
Oh, certainly. I'm sure like at some point we probably just had a conversation about defending our manors. I mean, in an out-of-game sense, go ahead.
Yeah, in an out-of-game sense, I want to help you with this. And in an in-game sense, I think Gareth also sees the value in what you're trying to do.
Oh, sure.
What if we came to like some kind of agreement where we both invest in settling down the families of these mercenary non-knights
Mhm.
the hobilars, but is what the book calls them. These hobilars, which isn't technically accurate. Hobilars were mostly Irish mercenary anyway. But these hobilars, you're offering them a home, but they're not knights, so you can't land them. But we still need to literally give them somewhere to be. Like the Confederation of the River folk, like our river. Like let's do it. Like what if we agree to like be like, yeah, we'll settle your families.
Yeah.
And if we need to protect any of these manors, you're on deck.
Yeah, essentially that's what he's looking for. Like in an out of game sense, he's looking for 5 people to man his walls so he gets the full defensive value of his walls, right? Like if if he's not there and we get raided, then they don't. They're less than the 5 that he needs. So that's specifically what like I'm looking for. But in terms of like the fiction, I think Erwin is looking to appeal to some sense of mutual defense.
I don't think you're out of fiction in wanting to get these mercenaries and offering them a place to live instead of money. I don't think that's super unreasonable. It's a harder sell than just giving them a harder
sell. Oh yeah, it's a harder sell, certainly. But I really don't expect anybody to be interested. He's more just testing the waters, seeing where everybody's at. If there's a bunch of hotheads running off with Brastius, then that might that could be good or bad.
Yeah, give us the cooler heads. The hot head. Go on, hot heads. We need cooler heads. Give us the cool summer breeze heads.
Us old men at 30 need
get 100 more Moriads. Like.
So the question, I guess, is then: is this sort of like a speech, or is this sort of like, you know, kind of picking the people you're asking because you know there's not going to be that many?
I think he's more targeted. I don't think he's doing a big speech.
Sure.
He would just go. I mean, he's been sitting below the salt for 10 years now. So I imagine he knows most of
I'm just like you. I'm just like you.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
I'm a man of the people.
You've literally been above the salt once.
Like 10 years. Yeah. You've literally been snubbed for 10 years.
Yeah. You know, so this is what he's been doing that whole time, is just like hobnobbing with the people that are, you know, not
that
good
scar,
enough.
Dude. No one wants to sit near you with a scar.
Yeah. So there we go. All right. That's what. So he's doing. He's targeting some. He's not just going to stand up on a table and give a speech.
Yeah. Courtesy then, I think, right?
Sure. Let's see. Oh no.
Yeah, the speech is great, but money, you know.
Sure.
Money talks better.
I think the weakness is when you're like, yeah, what happens if your land gets like burnt and salted? They're like, yeah, but like coin can get burnt and salted. Like if we work for your land and it gets burned, like what do we really get?
Like who's even selling anything right now to buy?
God, it's just Silchester. I guarantee there are some London merchants right now.
Sure. Oh, definitely.
Those guys. They had such good bars.
Where's Pendragon going?
Oh yeah.
Is he leaving? Is he heading back to London?
No. I think definitely not going back to London. There's probably a request for it, but you know, no, let's play it. Let's play it out. Pendragon doesn't know what to do. He feels conflicted. He's gotten a summons from his father to be like, you know, this shit's going down. Come home. Right? But honestly, kind of digs you. He's kind of enjoyed being a knight out here. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what his future's like. I mean, if anything, Pendragon seems like the perfect kind of knight to join your house.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that Erwin will let him know. He's like, I can't. Actually, can Erwin knight him as a knight? Can Erwin knight?
No,
Pendragon?
No. Only your liege. You can't, because you can't knight someone at the same level. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, knighting is an investiture of some kind. So
yeah, you're not exactly. So he would technically still be a squire. He would still be so you can't knight him. He'll still be a squire, but he's not your squire. He's just squire.
He's like Esquire.
Exactly.
I think we can. I think any knight can knight.
We're bannerets.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true. You're Bannerets. Oh yeah, actually, you're Bannerets. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's
but
my
like
brain coming
knighting
back.
someone is
Yeah,
a big deal. To
yeah.
knight someone is to mantle an authority that you might not necessarily want, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna look this up because I guarantee this is in there because this is a Greg Stafford thing. I know this is in your phone.
Yeah, I only
haven't
know
thought
it
of that.
from like the late 1500s where they're like, we just knighted 700 people on the battlefield, and Queen will be fine with that. Nobody cares, that kind of thing.
Yeah, my intention here would be that like I feel like the squires of this year's batch probably get knighted around this time or around Pentecost stuff. So like this sort of like what happened with you. So I don't think you necessarily have to knight them. So for simplicity's sake, we could say they get knighted and he becomes Sir Pedrog.
Okay. I will let him know that I've satisfied with his service. I think he has a wonderful life ahead of them as a knight. Certainly won't lack for any opportunities to test his skills.
No, I've lied.
Yeah.
He won't be Sir Pedrog. Because like if he is, that means he owns fealty to Lady Jenna and is obviously not going to leave.
Sure.
Right. Okay. That's it. I got it. So the thing about knighting someone is that they are beholden to whatever oaths you hold as well. So if you are beholden to King Arthur, they are also taking the same oath. The second more important part is if you are not giving them land and you are not taking them into your household, you're essentially saying, okay, you get to put sir in front of your name, but you're a mercenary. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah, it's not really.
It doesn't actually do much for them other than the sir part.
No, he would like Erwin would assume and let Pedrog know that he would just stay at Cholderton, that he would take him on as a household knight there. He knows the place. He's already got living quarters set up there.
So that sounds really appealing to Pedrog, but Pedrog's really in a predicament where he doesn't know what to do.
Sure.
And like he, on one hand, it's literally his family, his tradition. He's learned everything he can. He's technically a knight. He can go back home proud, but he also fucking really likes y'all. But what does that mean to his family if he chooses to stay here? And he needs more from you other than like, well, if you wanted to stay, you have a bed and you can crouch on my cash.
It's like I've been doing that already for the last 10 years.
It's like
for the last 5 years. Like,
where's his place in the world, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
I mean, his place in the world would be.
He wants you to make the decision for him.
Sure. If you like, I would say to him to stay, and that at the earliest opportunity we will have lands for you. He'll promise him basically the same.
Deal. You pay him now, but
that kind of thing. He's also like, what does he know? What is Erwin like? They've nearly 7 years, right? Like or 5 years that they've been squires together. He's been a squire. Does he know anything? Like, what is it that drives or motivates Pedrog? Like,
it's always been for him. It's been starting out by his father and making his father proud, being like, I'm the first knight. I'm gonna do this thing. I have it. I have what it takes, and I'm not gonna fail. But he also was a little bit cowardly at the start. He was a little bit uncertain, but you molded that out of him.
Yeah,
he's an accomplished knight. You look back at the siege in St. Albans and the trap, and you were like, fucking hold that goddamn gate, and he did.
Yeah, certainly did.
Like a champion.
Our squires were awesome that battle. I don't think
they really were.
We called that out enough. During the session, but they kicked ass.
They really did. They really did.
They felt really inspired after you all took them out training against some random bandit family.
Yeah.
After I took an arrow to
that. So in addition to like the standard nightly manor, you have an opportunity to earn your manor to defend this,
my lord?
this place.
Like you mean really?
Of course.
You mean?
Yes.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. I thought after so much that you would be done with me.
You've given quite loyal service, Pedrog. I am not done with you because I have need of you. I think perhaps we have need of each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking got Pedrog for sure. I was trying to look it up in the book how much also like mercenaries and stuff cost.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't.
I don't know. I think like any single one of your house member people costs like I think it's like half a librum a year. It's probably it. Like any single foot soldier is about half librum because like 2 foot soldiers is about a librum.
Let's see what I can find because I
I know
that like
training and like arms.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah.
I knew some mercenaries were like hired by the day, others were like by the month.
Oh yeah, I mean if you want to hire like 10 thugs for a month or whatever, that's different. But you're hiring
to fill out a raiding party or something like that.
Yeah, you're hiring someone for a year. Yeah. And like you're also giving them a place to stay, so it's like a little bit different.
Yeah. I see that. All right. Well, I guess that's probably what he'll after like talking to all of these people and none of them are staying. So many are leaving. They're going to go fight with Brastius. I think you might just like spend the rest of the feast talking to Pedrog. I don't know if we've got another round or so, but
yeah. Well, what I was going to say is that the failure is that they're like, that sounds nice, but pay us. And I think that other than Pedrog, I think if you want these people, they're available. They just cost more.
They're required.
Their rates are double, and it's going to be a librum each. So the price is doubled.
Gotcha.
And Gareth is willing to pay half of that if these guys are running patrols up and down the river.
Maybe that's what you talked about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And something to consider as well here is that going forward in the Anarchy, money is going to dry up.
Yeah.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
There's no more trade.
I'm gonna sell.
You're literally like,
bees.
cool. Do you take cattle? Like I don't, you know what I mean? You're like I have a field of cattle. I'll give you one. Come winter. Like I'm good for it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
That's how it's gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, I just kind of assumed that the Libra is an abstraction.
Sure. Materially, like we're gonna. Yeah. I'm not gonna make you track too much or anything like that. But I just want you to know like that's what's gonna go on in a world where trade breaks down. Is that you're going to hold debts again in terms of these like great things being like, cool, in the winter, I'm going to come over and collect my cow.
Yeah.
And if the cow dies at some point, it's like, well, you fucking owe me a cow, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then someone else like, well, you owe me fucking whatever. Right. Yeah. And that's
then
the
we
whole
have
world
a justice
on debts. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we'll secure Pedrog and then whatever else Erwin and Gareth need to do to get this Confederation of the Born off the ground.
You need to get the other raid.
Yeah.
You need to get some people on board. Yeah. It's gonna be. I don't think this is a 1-year thing.
Oh no.
I think it's a great idea. I am convinced of my own genius at all times. So, Colin the person is very handsome and clever.
We are coming up at the end of the episode, and I want to give you guys a heads up for what next session and what summer is going to end up. Because of course, like near the end of a feast, I can always tell you what's going to happen come summer at the feast, right? Garrison duty. You guys like going anywhere? Like what?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So you have plenty of time to sort of meet up with other people around the Federation, especially on patrols, right? So yeah, that's what you're doing this year, unless something else happens. But other than that. You're all are good.
No, that works because that does give us time to just talk.
Oh yeah. I think especially for the early parts of the Anarchy and like even like kind of the middle part is very much going to be kind of player driven. You all don't expect for Merlin to show up and give you fucking quests. Yeah. Like you're good.
If I'm like reading the situation correctly, PCs are supposed to be dead by this point. So this is all supposed to be like kind of like glossed over and like I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
A lot of people have critiqued Anarchy at this part of being like, I don't really understand what you're trying to get out of this. Like I get it's supposed to be super player driven, but also why are we playing brand new knights with no power if we're in this player driven zone? It's kind of weird. But yeah. I don't know. I tried to kill you all before this one. Y'all are too good for me. Y'all are too skilled players.
Look, every time you put a battle in front of me, I will get a mortal wound. I'll find one.
Yep.
I'll find a mortal wound and get it.
I hide them too.
I just won't die.
I hide them, and you find them. It's true.
Oh my god. Are the manors paying any of this Essex tribute? Like, or does any of it come out of our manors, or is it all out of the earls?
Oh no, it's definitely coming out of your manors too. Everyone's contributing.
There's no way we don't get out.
I figured.
I think.
Sorry,
I think
I never said that to you, Colin. But I feel like you like implicitly knew. So
No, I knew. Well, because I swore to the right. I swore to them. I knew if I didn't swear, I would be able to say "fuck off." That's not my ransom. But I swore, so like,
yeah,
that's bad. That's I gotta pay.
Yeah. And that's also kind of why a council gets asked about, do we pay the tithe? Because it's not like the fucking lady countess is going to be the only one paying this tithe, right?
Right.
Sure.
Even if she has,
that's an easy way to get knifed. That's a
even if
super
she
easy way.
has 20 manors, right? Even if she has 20 manors, that's still 80 other knights who have to contribute.
Yeah.
If it's 100 fucking Libra. Because each manor basically produces one fucking Libra.
Yeah.
This economy is bananas. I love it. I hate it
So-
so much, and I love it.
Yeah. So that's why you get your super council on board with that, because they're like, I ain't paying that shit, and then you have a problem. But if you all kind of agree on it, then then you can kind
Everyone
of
gets
bully
their
everyone else
ducks
and
in
be like, yo,
order.
fall in line, just pay. We're all fucking paying this. Come on.
Shit,
So
this
you still
game.
have one last part, Colin. Your
Yeah, I'm gonna draw cards. Obviously.
we got distracted. Sorry.
Obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Look at these. Look at these
Cards.
buckaroonies. All right. Singing sensation.
Hey.
Group of ladies ask you to sing a love song. Time to share. Oh, is the glove an automatic? I have to.
No, it's a keeper.
Okay. Time to share. Keep this card whenever you draw a card. Okay. This stuff. That's the one I used to fuck over Jim that one time. That was great. Where I just funneled all my cards to you. It's a
Good
shame.
times.
Secret dish. My favorite dish comes out. This is what Jim got last time with the delicious tarts.
Yep. Those eel tarts.
What is the love symbol? Is it not the hourglass?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think regardless, I'm picking the hourglass. I think I'm doing secret dish.
Okay.
I think last time that Erwin revealed his secret dish, the eel pasties, it got under Gareth's skin, and he was like, "I have to try these."
All right. So, the host is the cup. When the cup symbol's there, you have to take it. This is just a miss of the round, which I think is a threat.
Yeah. You ask.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ask for a platter to be brought over all player knights seated in the same area. So both me and Erwin get +1 geniality if I succeed at temperate. But I've been working on my temperate.
The eel is like the quintessential English dish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is what it is.
So I failed temperate, but I biffed indulgent. Do you just want me to roll again, or
no? That means your temp. It means they neither succeeded.
Okay, so just nothing happens.
Yeah, you don't like them. You definitely didn't indulge, but you just didn't succeed with the temperate.
I love it. Gareth is just like, Owen, you talked about these eel pasties last time, but you had all of them. I plan to eat every single one of these pasties now because they sounded delicious. I hate it.
Well, it's a London eels, not Sarum. We're nowhere near a good eel.
Those are
farms.
saltwater eels. Yeah.
Does eel mean slightly fatty and entirely tasteless? Is that what an eel is?
Velvety and buttery.
I've worn velvet and I've tasted butter. This is sort of like chewing on my jerkin.
Yeah, you hate it.
Well, now we were both.
We're going to eat the rest.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
I love it
for the end of the feast.
I love it.
Oh hell yeah, good stuff. Cool. then I think that will probably be the end of the session today as we go into summer. Good stuff. I know it's kind of slow, and I kind of interrupt the flow of the game to talk a lot, but because we're in Anarchy, and I'm always afraid and terrified that I don't give players enough information to like make, active, intelligent, informed decisions.
Eric,
I don't know. I kind of overcompensate.
Yeah.
Eric, shut the fuck up.
It's good. It's good. I mean, this is transition, right? Like, it's going to take us a while to get used to it.
Yeah, but also
this is great.
It is weird though, like, because the first, like, in the Age of Uther, there's a lot of like, go do this, go do that, follow the Lord. You're a knight, and then to just be like, all right, do whatever you want. It's the very sudden. Well, obviously, because everybody died, but the transition is pretty sudden.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the book isn't exactly as laissez-faire about what's going on. It just so happens that Lady Ellen dies. The Earl doesn't get a chance to remarry and have a kid. And like, there's supposed to be a boy heir as well. And like, there's way more things that are going on. But like, our game went way other direction. And yeah, the dice have been wild. Everyone's here for it. I love it.
Yeah.
But so this is the scenario, and frankly, it's really cool.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be, I've been thinking about it all week to try just like how we're gonna navigate this time, because it is an opportunity to shore up and strengthen our our base, but it's also like it's much riskier.
Definitely.
I have a question about raiding just in general, not necessarily as an activity for this year, but like what is involved in it? How long does it take? What could we expect to get back from it?
So it typically takes, I think the book gives you out pretty much like a month to raid. Depending on the size of the raid, gives you different targets
Gotcha.
when you hit, right? So like, technically there's a raiding part of the year where the Earl would go raiding, and you kind of like, that's in the game. It's like in the fall. But if you want to go on a raid, I found a website with some mechanics for it, and we did it a long time ago. Let me see.
It's the only time that I can recall us going
horses.
raiding was we both got.
No, you ended up wanting to go raiding, and you inadvertently stumbled across a bunch of Saxons who were returning from raiding in the woods.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Sir Frayed did very well.
So depending on the raid, depends on the target that you're going after. Like if you're going after a neighboring manor or farmland and adjacent place, it's easy and you're in and out in less than a week. If you're going up like, 3 counties away or like kind of against a pretty fortified place, then it's going to be about 3 weeks. But if you're going against like a city, then it's going to be about 6 weeks. And then,
Gotcha.
if you're just raiding, which is in and out, like with a little bit of men, then like that's one thing. And then you need a little bit about it. If you're pillaging, then you need a much bigger force. Or if you're plundering, you need the biggest force, right?
Yeah.
And then
you
based
have to
on
spread them out, I guess.
Yeah, then based on that matrix, you do sort of like a battle versus siege kind of situation.
Gotcha.
And
hope the defenders don't catch up with us.
Yeah, and you get some plunder out of it, or we can kind of just zoom in and do an actual battle if we wanted to. All that kind of stuff.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, that's all I was curious about.
For sure. It's going to come up a lot. Siege is also going to come up a lot. This here for sure. Awesome. Cool.
Awesome.
Well, thanks everybody. This has been the Pendragons. Jim, take us out.
Yes.
What are you up to?
I am. Gosh, I don't know what I'm up to. I've been on vacation the last few days, so my mind is completely blank. But if you're curious, you can always go check us out over on our YouTube channel, WebDM. We also have WebDM Plays, which is where we archive a lot of the games that we're in. Man, I feel way more tense about today's session than I think maybe last time. There's something about like it's like the sword of Damocles is just like hovering, and it's all right. When does it drop? When is it going to drop? When are we going to get rushed by all the Saxons? Or
we've been holding these manors on behalf of the Earl for so long, and this is the first year where like we hold it for ourselves. It's all on us. Everything.
Oh yeah. this is one of those things where it's like, if you survive this, then it's like, I don't care who sits in the Earl's seat. This is mine. Like,
Yeah.
this is my family's home.
My kid
This is
is
how
gonna. My kid is gonna have such a sense of proprietary entitlement. It's gonna be crazy. Like, fucking Aeswin, my young Saxon, is gonna be a piece of shit. Just a brawling, not thinking, because dad did all the fucking work for this manor.
Ungrateful kids.
This is how these things start.
It's true.
Speaking of-
Every PC is a consequence of their parents.
You
That
get
goes
it.
for any RPG.
You get it. That's not even a hot take. Speaking of being grateful, thank you, Saragon, for gifting WebDM. Very nice of you.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Colin.
Hi, I'm Colin, Mr. Cool Guy. I do RPGs and RPG adjacent stuff. Check me out on Twitter at Colin at Like I See. My itch page is about to go up, and it's going to be filled with some terrible micro games that I wrote. They're trash, and you're going to download them and give me money. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Hey, and then there's me. I'm Eric. You can find me at EricVulgaris, playing in D&D Sunfall Cycle and playing a Wrath and Glory game on Fridays, called Depths of Trolleus. So that's me right now. Pretty game light, but I'm so excited to be on Pendragon. I think about this game all the time. It is seriously super fun, and yeah, Anarchy is sort of like where most people's games kind of end. I think I feel like most people would be like, I don't really want to do this anymore, or like I didn't really like the game, or like this is just weird. But yeah, we get through Anarchy, then we get to the Boy King, then we get to the actual like romance and Arthur, and we're doing it. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of like, it's a tough pill to swallow tribute, but it's also supposed to be. So I can see how a lot of players would be turned off by that. It's like, oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
These people.
Well, yeah, I'm also not following the book where so far as like tribute is kind of like, well, why would you pay tribute? You just get rated. Being rated is not as hard mechanically as bad as getting rated as that. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm making it like at least equitable that you have to make choices. So that's something to consider.
Nice.
But yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so just sorry I didn't like stream any prep for this week. I don't know. I have a hard time sometimes like wanting to get my like the streaming set up to actually stream and do all that stuff instead of just have a YouTube video on while I'm just have PDFs open, you know. So sorry about that, but I will try to stream more of my prep, especially for like the following year and such. I think it's important to show my work of what goes on in this game, and also you all give me great ideas, so thank you. And yeah, so sorry about that. All right. We'll be back next week. Take care, everybody.
Yep.